So we are back. I started sewing this. I started recording a video and started sewing this, but there was a lot of background noises, so I had to stop, and I didn't want to rip it back up. So we're just continuing from here. It'll be good. It'll be fine. I made a little joke that put this on, and I was like, "Oh, it's already done," and then, ta-da! It's not. And yeah, that was funnier when it wasn't when it was two pieces. Now it's one piece, so it's not so funny. I can't even do it. Anyways, let's go back. So with this video, I wanted to ask you guys what kind of roleplays you like, because as I said, I wanted to kind of get back into that, and I thought this is a good opportunity to ask you guys what you like, and I can tell you guys what I like, and maybe there's room to meet in the middle. So I can make stuff that I think is fun to make, and you can get stuff that you think is fun to watch. So for me, I really like the combination of soft-spoken videos with a bit of as you come closer, that maybe you start whispering because you don't want to scream someone in the face. So you want to be gentle and welcoming and warm and stuff, so you whisper, and then as you go back out, you get to this point where you're somewhere between a whisper and a soft-spoken, and it's just like this hybrid sound that's kind of like strange, and I love that sound. Yeah, so I like that. And I think that's fun to do. Yeah, so just like let me know what you guys like, and I can try to incorporate that somehow. I also, in case you haven't already noticed, like a fantasy aspect to it. So for example, maybe right now we're under attack by aliens, and the only way to stop the aliens from invading your brain and forcing you to make ice cream sundaes for the rest of your life, the only way to do that is to wear a rust-colored knitted wool sweater. Yeah. And this is mine. I've been making it for myself because just as in the airlines, when you when the breathing stuffs come down, you're supposed to put it on yourself first, and then help whoever you're supposed to help. You have to make your own sweater first, and then you can make a sweater for another person. So even though right now the aliens are everywhere and we desperately need these rust-colored sweaters, I have to make mine first, and I have to sew it. I've already knitted it. I have to sew it, and then I can start making yours. So I will be safe before you. But I will get to you. So you just have to like stay away from the aliens. Don't be enticed with the Sunday parties, because that's how they get you. Like the ice cream Sunday parties. Yeah, that's difficult. But I'm almost done, and then I can go to however many ice cream Sunday parties I want to go, because I have my rust-colored sweater. All done. Soon. Uh, so kind of like that. I like fantasy like that. So it doesn't have to be, for me at least, like high fantasy, World of Warcraft, hobbits and orcs and goblins and whatever. uh, that kind of fantasy. And it doesn't have to be like space adventure fantasy. Although I guess the alien stuff kind of fit in with the space adventure, but just like fun stuff. Stuff that's fun to make. So apparently, things that are fun to make are things that I think are fun to make, and I want to make things that are fun to make. So, like things that are fun to make, that's things that's fun to make. You know? Yeah. But like, I do really enjoy the sort of fantasy herbalist medicine kind of videos, like the apothecary or the healer or the medic, like the "oh, you have a cut, let me work on that" type of videos. Those are fun, I guess. Yeah, so stuff like that, I think it's fun. And if you guys enjoy that too, that's just amazing, because that means that I can have fun making things that you will enjoy. But of course, there's always a middle ground somewhere, and I'm sure we can find things that are fun to make and fun to watch, even if they might not be the rust-colored orange wool sweaters of alien protection-ness. So, yeah. Welcome to my brain. It's kind of crazy in here. I got a little sidetracked there, so I didn't do very much focused sewing, but that's fine. Can you believe it's already been a week? Time flies when you're bored at work. But yeah, I don't remember what we talked about in the last video, or I do remember what we talked about, but I don't remember how far along in the stuff about school we had come. Did I say that a woman called me? That her job is to be like an introduction person, or not her job, it's voluntary, but still. So she called me and told me a bit about veterinary school. She's a third year vet student here, and yeah, that was one of the things that made it so much more real for me. Cause like, I told my boss that I had to go down in work time because I'm gonna be studying, so I can't work as much as I've done, especially because this is intensive stuff. But when she called me and was like, congratulations, you were accepted, I was like, shit. Things got real. Yeah. I started following a Reddit group about veterinarian students, and the stuff people in America have to go through just to get accepted, it's mind-blowing. Like, there's so much. But like, I was reading this girl's post, and she was like, I've done this and this and this, and I have 2,000 hours of experience with this kind of stuff, and I've done this extracurricular activity stuff thingy, and I'm worried that I'm not gonna be accepted, that it's not enough, and these are my grades, and I have a GPA something of this and this much, and and like, I have to write my application letter and send in my personal messages, and people are asking what they should put in their like personal letter thingies. And I'm here being all European, I guess. I was like, I went to adult school just to get my like basic science degrees, so that I have the necessary requirements, and that was just like normal science courses like you do in high school. It had nothing to do with veterinary. I didn't tell people that I was gonna become a veterinarian just so they could like make the school stuff more applicable or whatever for my future interests, I guess. No, I went to a biology class and did some biology stuff and handed in my homework and did my biology exam, which was just a written test that you could either pass or you could fail. And I did the same thing for chemistry, and I did the same thing for physics, and I did the same thing for math. And then I was done. Then I had all of my necessary required courses stuff, and then because my grades from school are so bad, I couldn't apply, or I would never get in with my grades, so I did the Swedish SATs, and I got a good enough score that I was able to get in, and that's that. Done. I just went to the Swedish application site, antagning.se, I typed in veterinarian, I clicked apply, I waited 2 months, and then congratulations, you have been accepted. I didn't write anything, I didn't have any interviews, I didn't do anything like that. I don't have any experience with veterinarian work. I've never shadowed anybody. I haven't done extracurricular activities, and it just like, it's such a different process here, and the end goal is the same thing, I guess, because whether you're studying here, hang on, whether you're studying here or you're studying in America, you're gonna be a veterinarian in the end. And yeah, it was just confusing to me that people are having to stress about these things, and I don't even have to think about it because it's not a part of studying here. It's just weird, you know? I don't know if that's just an American thing or if that's in other places as well, but at least here, don't have to do it. Because you go to school to learn, to become. You shouldn't, at least that's, I guess, what we think here, right? You shouldn't have to know things about what you want to become before you've studied to become what you want to become. You know? Yeah. And there were so many posts about this, like, and I looked on YouTube, and they were like, this was my application the first time. It was not accepted. This was my second application. It was accepted. I was like, I just pressed the button. Yeah. It's strange. To me. And I'm not like judging anybody or anything if that's what it comes across as. I'm just confused by it, I guess. Like, why is it like that? Why isn't it just an application button that you press and you're done? And if your grades are good enough, then you're accepted, I guess. It's just very strange. Although I guess maybe it has to do with demand. Like, it's a way to... In Swedish we call it sålla. I'm not sure what the English word is. Like, you kind of separate... What am I even talking about? You find ways to get rid of people so you have fewer applications that you have to process. Kinda? So, for example, if you're applying for a job in Sweden, maybe they say that you need to have a driver's license, even though it's not a requirement for the job, but it's in the application. So, if you don't have a driver's license, but you send in your application, they can just throw your application away because you don't have a driver's license, and they ask for someone with a driver's license. And that's a way to get rid of some of the applications, so you don't have to process as many. Sola. Maybe that's why it's like that. But this video wasn't supposed to be about this. It was supposed to be about roleplays. I've always wanted to make like a roleplay where it's like a murder mystery, and maybe it's a few videos long, like stuff like that. Like, I watched a show, I think it was on Netflix. Called Trece. And it's like fantasy with demons and mythical beings. And then there's like a cop show on top of it. Kind of. So you have this person protecting mankind from criminal monsters. That was such a bad explanation of that show, but yeah, like adding fantasy like that to something else, I think that's fine. I think those are the kinds of videos that I would like to make. But some questions about that, maybe, perhaps? So of course there are triggers, like maybe you like scratching or tapping. And if I were to incorporate that into roleplay, should it be like the focus of the video? Like you have the fairy of water and she blesses your spirit by tapping on her chalice of water and doing this, sprinkling the water. Like something like that? Or is it better if it's just like, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna smother you with the pillow, this pillow here, just like that. It's just incorporated, but it's not the focus of the video. So it's not like me holding this pillow like this for 5-10 minutes and while I'm doing it like that. Or is it just like, oh, I have a pillow, scratch, 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 die? Eh? You tell me. Also, I don't really watch ASMR anymore, so I don't really know what's in. I get recommendations for like slime videos a lot, like slime ASMR. Is that what the cool kids are watching nowadays? I feel like such an old person sometimes. I'm not in with the squad. Not that I've ever been. I've always been one of the outcasts. And I mean, sitting here knitting a sweater and sewing it in front of a camera. Oh, that's actually kind of good. It's not really visible. Nice. Isn't gonna really put me in with the popular kids, I guess. Although I have my friendship group and we are known as the old ladies. In Swedish, there's a insult called kärring, like when you want to curse at like a woman. You might call her a kärring, but it's me and for women who I studied Japanese with, and one of their boyfriends called us the like he didn't know I was there. So she asked if he wanted to join and spend time like with the group, and he said he didn't want to spend time with kärringar. And then she said that I was gonna be there, and he was like, oh, I didn't know that, blah 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 blah. But anyways, we accepted the name kärring as like our own like group name. So we are the kärringar, and we accept that proudly. And every time we meet, or if we're having like online chats with each other, we call it kärringkväll, and kväll is evening, so kärring evening, and that's us. And we say, oh, I miss you, my little kärringar. And like one of us just or a few years ago had a baby. And that was the first shutting baby. So it's like a term of endearment within our group. And yeah, like when we tell family or friends that we are meeting each other, we always call each other kärringar. We're having kärringkväll, or I'm meeting my kärringar. Yeah, it's fun. It's cute. I like it. And we've known each other for like 11 years. We've had kärringkväll for like maybe 8 years now. We've grown up with each other, and it's really nice. They're my age. It felt really weird to call them women, but I mean they are. I'm an old man almost. Like the other day, I was at my aunt's place because I asked her if she had time to meet me because I had some good news, and she said that my other aunt was coming to visit with my cousins, and a cousin from another aunt also came. So it was like a little family reunion. And so we were 4 cousins, me, my 2 male cousins, and my female cousin. We were sitting talking to each other, and my aunt's partner was also there. So it was 4 guys and my female cousin. And I heard my aunt ask my cousin why she was hanging out with the old men. And I was the only one that said anything. I was like, "Ah, when did I become an old man? I'm only 32." Yeah. It's fun. It might sound bad, like, to other people, but it's all love. It's all love. So I forgot what we were talking about before I went on this tangent. Something about role plays, I guess. I've gotten this far. I still have this much left to go. Oh, I need to back up. I've done it a little bit crooked, I think. Yeah, so this here should end down here, but it's like 2 centimeters difference, so I have to go back and redo it. This is what happens when you get distracted with lovely conversation with you guys. Although it's more like a monologue, something. I'm so glad this course, even though the course material is going to be in English, a lot of it. I'm so glad that the course isn't going to be in English. I feel like my English speaking ability has gotten so bad in the past couple of years. I feel like it was so good a few years ago. Maybe because I was doing ASMR all the time, speaking it all the time. But nowadays it just feels like I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that should be enough. So we want to only take 1 bar on one side and 2 bars on the other side until it evens out, and I'll have to make sure that I keep it even in the future. So we take, where? There. One bar. Two bars. One bar. And two bars. And like I said, I have no idea if I'm doing this correctly. I'm just doing something and hoping for the best. One bar. And two bars. And then we'll check. Still a little bit uneven, so we'll have to do it a few more times. One bar. Two bars. Are we there yet? Yeah, looks like it. Good. I was hoping we would be able to finish this half before the video was too long, but it's already 33 minutes, kinda. So I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end. But we're at the armpit now. So maybe if I focus, we can get to the end. So I just got a Christmas song on my brain from saying so. Now I did too many 1 bar, 2 bar, 1 bar. So now I have too short. This is not easy. We'll back up a little bit just to get some space. To make some alterations. Does it end in the same place this time? It does. Good. Okay. I might not know what I'm doing, but I'm like a perfectionist. So even if I make it bad, I want it to be perfectly bad. So this time we'll just take one bar on this side. We'll take 1, 2 bars. Maybe that's 1 should probably be enough. And 2. And yeah, now we've met in the armpit. So we're gonna do these 2, and then the final one here. And now let's jump over to the sleeve. I'm just gonna twist it like this. Now we're gonna work it all the way up to there. This space here. Yeah. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I will be able to complete this side on the video. You'll just have to see the completed thing in the next video, which will be the final video of this series of videos on this sweater, because we're gonna be done. Finally, we don't know how long it's taken, but finally gonna be done. Although it's still pretty much too warm to be wearing a sweater like this. But I am ready for autumn come what may. Oh, and that made me think of Moulin Rouge. That's such a good movie. I've seen it so many times, but it's not actually my favorite movie. I don't think I've ever talked about my favorite movie here. It's an old Sandra Bullock movie. I'm not gonna say more than that. But I see that movie every year, maybe 4 or 5 times, and I've done that since I was a kid. So I've probably seen the same movie maybe 50 times, probably more. Let's see, if I've seen it for 20 years, I've seen it maybe 5 times a year. Yeah, that would be almost 100. Oh, yeah, oh my god. You might say I'm obsessed with that movie. And if you're my friend, you might actually say that because it's probably true. But yeah. Okay, now we're halfway. We should probably measure to see if we're lining these up or if we're adding to. Oops, wrong side. No. But it's not a big difference, so we'll just, instead of taking 2 bars, we'll go back to just taking 1 bar here. No. 2 bars on this side. Yes. But we'll do 1 bar on this side. And then back to 2 bars here. And 1 bar on this side. And then we'll compare again. And now it's back to even. So we can go back to doing 2. Maybe I'll just finish this. We're having such a lovely time. Or at least I am. My nose is acting up as well. There's grass pollen right now. I have allergies. Makes it difficult to breathe on top of my existing nose condition, which the doctors didn't want to fix, but maybe I will get a second opinion one day when I move to another city. How are we at? Coming along. This one is getting shorter again. And we'll do 1 bar here. And 2 bars on this side. And that should even it out. Where did I go in here. 2. 2. Almost done. Like, it's difficult to explain the thing with my nose. It feels like I need to blow my nose all the time, but there's nothing there. It's just like difficult to breathe. Sort of. And now this side is longer. This takes so much effort just to make it even. And possibly that is because I am not doing this correctly. I don't know. But whatever I'm doing seems to get the job done, and that's important enough. Or that's the key, I guess, is what I meant to say. And still not even. And 2. And 2. What's it like now? Now it's even. But it's not gonna stay even, I guess. But we'll take this moment to just quickly do a couple of 2s. And we have 2. Now I'll compare it. Still pretty even. Maybe I just do 1 on this side. And then 2 here, and then it should be good. 2s all the way to the end. and done. We can cut this here. I wonder if this is long enough to do the other side. I guess we'll find out. But there we have it. Let's see. And we'll put on this side. Okay. How does it look? Looks okay. My computer is not gonna love this video because it's 52 minutes long. It's gonna be a nightmare to upload to my computer, add to my editing software, to save. I'm not sure what it's called. But yeah, you're worth it. You are. Thank you so much for watching these videos, those of you that do. It feels good to know that some people enjoy my little vacation, to just do something and have it on video. Yeah, so next time this will be done too, and I will learn how to gather up these onto my needles, and we will do a final color like this, going all the way around, and then we're done, and my sweater is completed. Now that I'm starting to wear it, it might be a little bit itchy. But so worth it. I love it. Yeah. Take care. I'll see you next week with this final video, and then we're gonna do some role plays. I think I'm feeling more and more for role plays. So yeah.